welcome to the post-game episode of Dad Bods and Touchdowns. Another heartbreaking loss from our Chicago Bears. Definitely not going to put this one on the players. Obviously, Williams had a couple overthrows in that, but this one was some questionable coaching decisions, I think. I'm not going to go on the offensive side of the ball. I think overall, another good game called by the new offensive coordinator. I thought Caleb Williams had a decent game. Threw for 340 yards today. Very good game. He actually, coming out of regular, he had 330 yards passing. I'll let you start, Eric. Give us your take on what you thought for the first half of the game.
I mean, really, what it came down to, we were looking really good. Williams had two throws that were outstanding in the beginning of the game when they were going down the field, and then they had that long throw on third and long to what was
Swift.
No, it was to that completion.
Then that completion, I'll tell you what, that was, to me, it's just a beautiful. I mean, to make that happen, rolling out under a lot of pressure, pretty much a jump pass, and to drop it right into Swift's arms, beautiful. I was excited about the completion before that, but that right there spoke volumes of what we truly have in Chicago for a quarterback. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but when you
you're good.
I got excited.
Those were big things. We were watching it with Jake, and he's like, "Wow, man!" And then like last week, he had that throw to Odunze. You know what I mean? There's some crazy throws that they're making, and we never had a quarterback that's done that before. You know?
Right. But would you chalk up what he's doing right now? Would you chalk that up to the new OC letting him do his thing?
Oh yeah, I definitely think so. I think it's somebody. I mean, all the players seem to be playing better. As far as Allen and Moore and Komet, you don't really see the body language stuff that you used to see when it was with what was it?
Shane Waldron.
Waldron, yes, with Waldron, and it was just nice to see. The positive is we got a quarterback. He looks good. I mean, he keeps developing. The overtime. I will say, Jake was like, I put that on him. I kind of do too. He held the ball too long on that second and long play.
Yeah, but definitely.
It's just, I don't know. But
I was actually going to say that.
What did you think about the run game using Moore and just those quick slants and stuff? Or not slants, but screen passes to the receivers.
I like mixing it up like that, whether it's DJ Moore on the end around runs or the jet sweeps or any of that, especially with a defense like Minnesota. You got to keep them honest because they're trying to disrupt everything that you possibly can think of when it comes to the quarterback seeing the play beforehand, before the snap. I like that because then it keeps the defense true to being disciplined, to holding the ends and stuff like that. The quick slants, I've said that before. I thought that's what they needed to do to get it out of Caleb Williams' hand, get that confidence going. And your defensive line, it kind of demoralizes them when they work really hard to try to get through that line, and then all of a sudden the ball's gone before they even have a chance. I hope we do more of that. I was excited. The first half, I'll be honest with you, there was a little lull there where there wasn't much happening. That's going to happen to an NFL team. Not every NFL team scores on every single possession. So
no, yeah, I mean, this week is a crazy week, especially for games. But I mean, I really think what messed with the rhythm and groove was Keenan Allen and that catch on the sideline. Not getting that kind of just stalled everything. Kind of shifted the momentum to the Vikings.
I'll give him an A for effort.
Would have scored or something. I think. What's that?
I give him an A for effort. It was a solid effort. I mean, he was
100%.
That was just toes, just barely into that sideline. It was close. I know you and I were texting back and forth. You thought he was in. I didn't.
No. I always give it to the player. It was close though. It was close.
Yeah. I do think that today, first of all, the players and coaches play the game, coach the game. They win or lose a game. But with saying that, I also feel there were a lot of missed calls that could have gone the Bears' way and didn't. You can't blame it on them, but definitely that throw that DJ Moore had to was it Odunze or Allen? One of the, I'm trying to remember which one, but that was 100% pass
It
interference.
was to
Even they
Allen.
said that to
Yeah,
Allen. Yeah,
I just didn't like that either. I mean,
yeah,
it was
yeah,
nice to see that we held Justin Jefferson to 27 yards. They'll
yeah.
say that they had those penalties, but I mean, those were
Dude,
so-so calls.
Jalen Johnson locked his ass down. That's I mean, if we're gonna take a positive out of the defense, 100% taking that one and running with that, and putting it in the bank. Uh, I think Jalen Johnson proved once again he's one of the top corners in the league, if not the top corner in the league. And he just locked down probably the best wide receiver in the league.
No, the thing that I'm frustrated now that I'm starting to see is Fluce's defense is not made to win in like
Mm-mm.
overtime.
It's not made to win. It's a bend don't break.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting. We have to have an offense that can be leading for his defense to look good, and
Yeah,
we don't have that. I mean, they haven't showed that since week one. You know what I mean? It's tough. But I mean, positives like you said, we got a good defense. We got Jalen Johnson. We got Gordon that looked really good today. I mean,
yeah. And this is the thing, I'm looking at the coming out of the first half. Uh, Caleb Williams was 16 of 22 for 166 or 176 yards. He had 2 sacks. By that time, Keenan Allen had 6 catches for 76 yards. Our defense only allowed 161 yards in that first half,
you know,
which seems like a lot, but when you're playing a team with Justin Jefferson and Jones, that's doing a pretty damn good job
I
considering the
think so.
struggles we had against the run.
Addison destroyed us, and then Hawkinson destroyed us
Yeah,
at the end, just
at
because
the end.
the middle was like open every time.
No,
Um,
I
I,
agree with you.
I really didn't like how we were playing soft as far as coverage, and that's the thing I don't like about Flus. He tries, like you said, bend don't break. He doesn't try
Right.
to win, and that's why he shouldn't be here. I mean, honestly, I don't think they fire him this week, but if we get demolished by the Lions next week, I could see it because it's kind of like a long break that they could have.
One of the things I will give Flus going into that second half, their first possession, that 4th and 4, even though they didn't get it, I actually like that call. I like
No, I agree.
putting the ball in your offensive hand, and saying, go get it for us. It didn't happen. I like the aggressiveness part of it. I don't think we have much to lose at this point in the season. I hope we see a little bit more of that. And I think we definitely pick those up more than we don't at this point in time. So
No, yeah, I like I like the emotion that we showed, especially with our offensive coordinator showing some emotion. That's nice to see. I
yeah,
think
oh yeah,
I think players need that, especially these younger players that we have.
yeah,
But I'm excited to where we're gonna be. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I hope hopefully we can do it right for the fourth time.
right. One of the things we don't normally talk about too much is DeAndre Carter. Usually has a very solid game. Very very big mistake. He's waving people to get away from the ball as the ball's coming to him. We've played football before and not at that level. And we were taught get away, yell poison. I mean, everything. While you're yelling that, you're making sure you're staying away from the ball. Um, a rookie mistake by a veteran,
Yeah, he
and
didn't.
cost us
I
7 points.
I don't think he anticipated the ball to have that weird hop towards him. I
Because
think he
that's
was
why you
thinking
run
it was.
away from it.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I'm just saying. I think he anticipated the ball to go back instead of
Yeah,
or yeah, back towards the defense or the kicking team. But
yeah.
he just misplayed that. It was like you said, a boneheaded
I
play.
think
But
I think that, to be honest with you, I think that was also a turning point in that game. Um,
Oh yeah,
I mean, your
in
defense
possession
comes
right at
out.
right there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, your defense came out in that possession and literally handed it to Minnesota just for them to get it right back, what, inside their 20-yard
Well,
line,
I
you
mean,
know?
we'll give coaching another shot at them. I mean, they had all week to fix that blocking for the kicking part, and they gave up. They showed it on screen chat. Once they put Darnell Wright in, he held up better than Braxton
Yeah,
Jones.
but even that tying field goal, I mean, it was like inches, couple inches away from being blocked. I mean,
I mean,
they listen. Cairo Santos he's when he gets the ball past that line, yeah, he's money. He's good. But way before last week, remember I had said before that his trajectory is low. I mean, anything past 40 yards, he's having to put that low, and that's not going to be the only block we see this year. I mean, we're going to see more.
yeah, and like
I
I see where you're coming from, but like what I'm trying to say, that's like a scheme issue, Chad, because your kicker, you should know your team, you should you should know that you like it on the right hash and stuff,
right.
you
No,
know.
yeah, I don't disagree with that, but in the same return, you still got to have a kicker. I mean, you you as a special teams coordinator or a head coach should not have to worry about your kicker's trajectory. Nobody else has this major issue in the NFL but the Bears. I mean, be honest. He's got to lead the league right now in kicks blocked.
To be to be fair, hold on, I gotta go.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Um, well, Eric goes and gets his baby. I want to look up the stats on this deal with Cairo Santos and how many blocks he's had. I think it's time for the Bears to start looking, maybe not for the change this year, but definitely for the change coming up for next year. We need somebody that can kick past the line. We need somebody that can put it in between the uprights and not have to worry when he gets 40 yards out that he's going to get it blocked.
No, I don't disagree, Chad. Like I said, it's just we already went through that kicking dilemma. I just don't want to do that again. I think Santos is a good kicker. He's pretty much money after 53. He does have that low trajectory, but if he didn't have that block, we probably wouldn't be talking about it. Honestly, I mean, I feel like we create more
I,
issues than we need to fix. I think we should
but
learn
I
more
talked
about.
about his trajectory before that block ever happened. Remember, I texted it before that.
No, I don't disagree. We knew that though. Like
Yeah,
he's a shorter kicker. He doesn't have that long leg to get that
yeah,
angle. So,
yeah,
but
and not to mention, I mean, let's be honest. I think that from 53 yards up, he can hit it. If you put him at 54, I can't say that's the same. Where most of your kickers in the NFL now, I mean, look at the guy from Dallas. I mean, he's a cowboy, and that guy, you put him 65 yards out, you're going to put money on it that he makes it.
well,
I would.
it just depends. I mean, like you can go to plenty of different teams and be like, well, they have a good kicker, and then they get hurt or they start missing. The kicking thing is a whole different game. Like,
It
it's
is,
a weird
but in the
thing.
same return, you've got to find success at that position, and I don't think we have what's going to lead to success in that position right now. Just my opinion. But we'll discuss that a little bit more on this week's coming episode of Dad Bods and Touchdowns. Um, how about going for two after that touchdown and not getting it? Did you agree with that going for two at that time?
I did not. I didn't.
I
I don't know what
agree.
the idea was.
I don't either. And they were talking about, oh well, analytics show this. What analytics show that? Because I've never seen. You're down by 14. You just scored a touchdown. I mean, so what? You're only down by six now. You know what I mean? I just the going for that two didn't make sense, and I'll be interested to see what Flu says in his post game because he's got to be asked about it, even though It's an analytics thing that doesn't make sense to me. If it's fourth quarter or something, going for the win, maybe, but that's not the case.
No, yeah, I agree. I don't think that they should worry about. I mean, analytics is a great part of NFL now. I like it. It's nice to see what the percentage of stuff is. But football is football. I mean, you should just know the
Yeah.
game. Go with your gut. At the end of the day, you saw what just happened with Dallas and Washington. Washington went for two, tried to win the game, and then they give up a touchdown on a second
Yeah.
return. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just
Right.
I mean, I get it. You're going for the win. That's fair. I agree with that. That's cool. But
But they weren't even going for the win at that. I mean, you were going with the hopes that you got that you were going to
it's
get the
just
ball back, get another touchdown.
it's just you just I don't know. I don't know. At the end of the day, you're either a genius or you fail. Kind of thing. So I mean,
Right. But
look what Dan Campbell does all the time. So it just depends on the coach, right?
but think of it. Dan Campbell blows Eberflus away as far as a coach and a motivator. But if they don't go for that too, and they kick the extra point and they make it, I mean, and then they do the same thing the other, you don't even have an overtime. You have a win. You know,
I mean, we really wouldn't be talking about this if we didn't get lucky with that onside kick. To be
that
fair,
was beautiful.
it was great. I love that to see that. But
Right, but that goes on the players and being heads up and being ready for something. The coach isn't heads up and ready for shit, but to make a call that he's going to guess. Oh well, going back to last week. Well, I'm not going to do this because I'm not going to take a chance of losing yards or fumbling.
Well,
It's every week. It's just another bonehead call.
Eberflus has an ego issue. I've started to see that. He wouldn't have hired a
Right.
coach that will outshine him as an offensive coordinator. So therefore, he went with the safe guy instead of
Right.
somebody that would maybe outshine him. But who cares? As long as you win, it's going to make you look good regardless. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is
No,
why he
I
won't wear.
agree.
Have you noticed he won't wear a hat because of his new hair? Have you noticed that? This man is egotistical. He wants it all on him. He will never take accountability for
Well,
anything he does.
it's definitely all
an
on
issue.
him for their fucking losing season.
That's what
of
I'm
being,
saying. And it's just
four and seven now, right? That's just man.
like this man was like, I'm gonna get a makeover, and then I'm gonna make like it's all gonna be about me. And I'm
What does he
never
think
wrong.
he's going to make movies now?
Yeah, I don't know what his deal is, but that man is I just we need somebody new. Hopefully, I mean, it would be nice to see the Bears win on Thanksgiving, but it'd also be
Right.
nice to see Eberflus get fired that same day. So I don't really.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Even if we get our ass kicked, he's
I
keeping his job.
I
He's
think
keeping his job, dude. Who's going to take over for him?
make the offensive coordinator, make Washington the defensive.
No,
line.
leave him. Let
I mean-
let the new OC just work with Caleb like he has been.
I just want to be ahead of the game. That's my thing. I want to be ahead of the game. I want to get rid of him and start interviewing people as soon as we can. And if we wait until the last moment to fire him, then we're right where everybody else is already. You know what I mean?
My fear is they're not going to want to find anybody that wants to coach in Chicago at this point in time. It could be career suicide.
No, there's no way. Look at the
has
talent we
been.
have. Look at what we have. Yes, the McCaskies in the organization is flawed, but I'm hoping with Kevin Warren and I mean I know Ryan Poles gets grief and he has messed up, but he's also done a lot of really good things as far as what he has done with our team. It's not where it needs to be all the way, but did we really think we were going to be that good this year? To be fair, to be honest,
Did I?
Yes, I thought.
Yeah,
maybe
I thought we were going to be good.
Did you really? No, I'm saying, did you really think?
I thought we'd be 10-7.
Yes, did you think we were gonna be world? I didn't think we were gonna be there because, like I said, our defense and offensive line were always our issues. We said that from the get go.
Eric, you had them at like 11.
I had them at 11.
6.
Yes, but think about it. If we wouldn't have been a Hail Mary and a block kick, we would be,
Oh no, I agree.
else,
We would have been 6-4 before this game versus
exactly.
4-6.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just it just shows that coaching is a thing, and those two games were coaching issues. Well, three
Right.
games now with this other.
Now, ending the second half, Williams was 31 to 46, 330 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. I thought he played
Mhm.
a very solid fourth quarter. I think you texted across. We needed a Caleb Williams fourth quarter, and we got it.
Yeah,
And unfortunately, when we got to overtime, that second down, all of a sudden something happened with his brain, and he was trying to dance around
I
that
don't know what
linebacker,
happened there.
and nothing worked out for him. He took a big sack, 11-yard sack. Then turned around and got the full start, and I knew right then. I was like, "This is over. This is done." I mean, it was just you can see the writing on the wall as a Bears fan when it starts to happen. Unfortunately, but
No, I think that I think he just needs more experience with that kind of thing over time, and just you got to take the good with the bad with that special thing that he has. You know.
right, no, that and I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the guy. He's a rookie. This rookie class, we've talked about it, and we won't get deep into it, but it's a very special class for quarterbacks, and
Hmm.
he's included in that. And
Exactly.
I mean, he passed, and as you said, not a hard thing to do, but he did set the rookie record for passing yards by a Bears quarterback. Hey, I'm excited just to say
We
that.
didn't like I was like, if he doesn't do that, then yes, maybe he is not the guy. But he made it look so easy being in week 11 or 12. You know what I mean? With
Yeah,
six
yeah,
more
no,
games to go.
I agree, and this is the thing. Um, Next year, we won't get too deep into it. Next year, he'll be a 4,000 yard passer
I think
without a
so.
doubt.
I
Yeah.
think so. I think
So
we just need a little bit more depth on that offensive line. I think we need to develop a little bit better running game as far as because I don't think Swift was doing it. They should have tried to run with Johnson a little more.
yeah,
But
Swift
also
had
the
13 carries for what 30 yards,
yeah.
2.3 yard
But
average. Yeah.
to be fair, I always said the Vikings run game is the number one in the league with run defense. So I assume that they're
Yeah.
going to throw because their throwing is like 24, 25 in the
Right.
24, 25 in the league. So I knew they were going to throw the ball a lot, and they did. And I mean,
Right.
I think they all look good, honestly. Though, like to be fair, Allen had a drop, Cole had a drop, but I mean, they still look
Yeah.
pretty good as far as the
Well,
whole
I mean,
team.
this is how he distributed the ball around. He had DJ Moore, 7 receptions, 106 yards. Keenan Allen, 9 catches for 86 yards. Cole Kmet, 7 catches for 64 yards. Rome Odunze, 5 catches for 39 yards. DeAndre Swift had 3 catches for 35 yards. And Roshan Johnson had 1 catch for 10 yards, which was for a touchdown. Um, that's first and foremost, we couldn't find fucking Cole Kmet with Shane Waldron.
That's what I mean. He's such a big weapon, and he's
Yeah.
sure-handed. I mean, he did have one drop, but he's
Yeah,
really
I mean, it's,
sure-handed as far as a tight end. I mean,
yeah,
you see what Hawkinson can do up the middle. They run the same
yep,
style of defense with Flores, so I would assume that middle would be open too.
yeah.
So
No, I agree with you. I
I
agree.
just I like to see Leo. Can you relax? Um, sorry, but no, yeah. It's nice to see.
Leo's our post game dancer.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, dude, that's all he does. He's like, I'm
uh,
taking the shirt off because we all wear our bear stuff, and he's just
he is upset.
uh,
Understandable. He's probably thinking the same thing my kids
well, because all of
think.
his friends at
Me.
school are Vikings fans, and it's like, my God, they're gonna.
Tell him. Just let Leo know that it's not the Vikings; it's the
Right,
Vikings, and he'll be
exactly.
good. So,
Yeah,
all right. What do you got in closing for this game? Some positive, some negative.
positive. We got a quarterback. I think Bears fans are. I mean, if I think we're in a good place with that part, and then for the negative, um, I mean, hopefully they get their head out of their butts and fire Flus.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. I'll go with the negative first. Definitely. were not well coached as far as handling time, handling possession. The only thing I got excited about was that 4th and 4 and going for it. Besides that, highly questioned the 2 point, going for 2 points when you didn't need it. Stuff like that. That still just doesn't explain how to win a game to me in the NFL. So the negative or the positive, Caleb Williams, 100% Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze, Keenan Allen, uh, DJ Moore. They came to play. Cole Kmet, and it showed on the field. I felt, and they did a good job getting open against a very tough defense.
One more, what did you think about that challenge where I don't know if it was Addison or whoever stepped? It looked like he stepped out of bounds, but they didn't say.
Honestly, I didn't catch it. I have to be
It looked
100%
like
honest. My wife literally said he stepped out of bounds. I'm like, huh? And she's like, yeah, he stepped out. Then all of a sudden the challenge flag came out. I'm like, oh, hey, good catch. I thought it was close. It sucks that they really couldn't tell or they couldn't use that vantage point. I thought that was kind of bogus because you could use any vantage point when Allen caught that ball for which would have put them in
That's
inside
what I
the
mean.
10.
All these plays were just so
Yeah, I mean,
one-sided most of the time. It's just
it,
crazy.
I just look at it. Sometimes you're going to get those, sometimes you're not. And this game obviously didn't go our way on those. I like I said, I put this one on the coaches more than I do the players. Obviously, the defense I think got soft, as you said. I agree. Towards the end of overtime there, but I mean that bend don't break. You're going to get in field goal range easily in overtime that way. And I looking at the positive from our defense, I thought our linebackers did stellar. Sweat got his first sack in a while. Jalen Johnson, like I said when we first started this cast, proved again he is one of the best, if not the best, shutdown corners in the league. We can't pay that man enough money to stay with us, even though he just signed a new contract. Give him another one.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I wish they would throw the ball more his way so he could get a chance to get more interceptions on the stats.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I
holding
think they're a
Justin
little
Jefferson,
scared.
probably the best receiver in the league to 27 yards. I know he had a couple penalties, but like I said, they were kind of iffy penalties to me.
That happens.
So
That happens to Sauce Gardner, which is one of the best too.
exactly.
And that's going to
But
happen. So
he played physical. I mean, I was really impressed with Gordon's play. He should have had an interception. Same thing with our linebacker,
right,
Edwins. But it was nice. It was a good game. As far as overall team coaching,
right.
I mean, we're not going to be happy with coaching for the rest of the year, honestly.
No,
So,
I'm sure we'll bitch about it every single podcast, even if they win.
the people are going to be like these guys with the same stuff. But it's true, until they change it.
Right. Last game, our next game coming up is the Detroit Lions. Um, I'm going to be real and wipe the Homer side out of me and say that I'm not looking forward to this game. 100% not looking forward to this. I think the Colts played them well for about a half of football, and that was about it. Now the Bears got to go in, and Caleb Williams is going to have to learn what pressure is because there's going to be plenty on him with that game.
Yeah, the offensive line needs to show up because Caleb Williams is going to get hurt if they don't show up.
Yeah, I agree. All right. You got anything else? If not, we'll call it a cast. Hope everybody enjoyed our take on the game. Please leave any comments or suggestions that you have either on our Instagram, our TikTok, both our Dad Bods and Touchdowns. You can find us on. Please like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube or watching on Spotify. We appreciate your support and bear down.